Canon, known as a world-leading camera manufacturer, boasts annual sales of over 3.4 trillion yen and more than 180,000 consolidated employees, making it a flagship Japanese technology company. However, its business is not limited to cameras. It has diversified into office equipment, medical devices, and industrial machinery, and in recent years has accelerated investment, particularly in the medical field. The average annual salary is about 8 million yen, which is high, but mid-career hiring for engineers in their 40s is a tough reality, demanding advanced expertise and flexible adaptability. The ratio of female managers stands at about 9%, surpassing the Japanese corporate average, but still developing compared to other global companies. As the pace of technological innovation accelerates, is it a workplace where engineers in their 40s and 50s can leverage their years of expertise? With competition in the job market intensifying, how will choosing Canon affect your career? We thoroughly explain the reality of this global leader in optical technology and the potential for mid-career engineers. Hold on. If you find this information helpful, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. We regularly deliver company analyses to help you succeed in your job search. Let's work together to make your next career move a success. 1. Company information. The true face of a global imaging technology company. Canon's diversification and trajectory of innovation. Canon, Inc. was founded in 1937 as a precision optical equipment manufacturer and is now a global electronics company headquartered in Otaku, Tokyo. It has about 180,000 consolidated employees and a capital of 174.7 billion yen. Its business domains have diversified from traditional products such as cameras and printers to medical devices, industrial equipment, and network cameras, with a particular focus on strengthening investment in the medical field. In terms of performance, consolidated sales for fiscal year 2023 reached approximately 3.4 trillion yen, with operating profit of about 330 billion yen, establishing a stable revenue base. In the imaging sector, Canon boasts about a 40% global market share and maintains a top position in office equipment as well. Regarding growth, the company is focusing on medical, security, and industrial equipment, making proactive R&D investments. The annual growth rate hovers around 3–4%. Competitors include Sony, Nikon, Ricoh, and Fujifilm. But Canon leverages over 80 years of experience in optical and precision machinery technology, securing its status as a global leader in innovation. 2. Corporate philosophy. Sustainable growth. Guided by the philosophy of symbiosis, Canon's vision of harmony between technology and humanity. Canon's corporate philosophy is Kyosei symbiosis. This philosophy represents a grand vision of a society where all people, regardless of culture, customs, language, or ethnicity, can live, work, and thrive together in harmony. Under this philosophy, Canon has 3 main directions, contributing to the prosperity and happiness of humanity, pursuing the prosperity of all stakeholders, customers, communities, nations, etc., and achieving harmony with the natural environment. Recently, Canon has strengthened its commitment to ESG, environment, society, governance, and is working toward achieving the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. The company aims to solve social issues through technological innovation, while focusing on reducing environmental impact and making effective use of resources. Canon continues to challenge itself to realize a sustainable society based on the philosophy of Kyosei, striving for harmony between technology and humanity. 3. Desired candidate profile. Talent with both initiative and expertise. A willingness to embrace technological innovation from a global perspective. Canon seeks individuals who can act proactively, possess expertise, and value teamwork. According to the company's recruitment information, the 5 qualities emphasized are initiative, teamwork, integrity, expertise, and a global perspective. Especially as Canon continues to innovate, it values the ability to think outside the box, and a willingness to take on challenges. However, there is room for improvement in Canon's hiring system. The hierarchical structure typical of large companies sometimes hinders the flexible introduction of ideas from mid-career hires. There is also a tendency to prioritize younger candidates, meaning the expertise of experienced mid-career professionals in their 40s is not always fully utilized. Even as Canon upholds its Kyosei philosophy, some traditional Japanese corporate culture remains in the workplace. For career changers in their 40s, it is essential to prepare to clearly demonstrate their strengths in order to adapt and thrive. Those who combine technical skill and flexibility have a good chance to succeed at Canon, a growing global company. 4. Reviews on company review sites. Real voices from engineers. The truth about Canon's work environment and growth opportunities. Analysis of Canon's reviews reveals that engineers in their 40s often praise the environment for deepening expertise in optical technology and precision machinery. One engineer in his 50s expressed satisfaction that his long-cultivated skills are fairly evaluated, and that there are many opportunities to pass on skills to younger colleagues, while also noting a lack of flexibility in adopting new ideas. A female employee in her 30s commented that while childcare support systems are in place, the atmosphere for actually using them is still developing. She also noted that the female manager ratio is about 9%, and that career paths to higher positions are unclear. A particularly notable review came from a male mid-career hire in his 40s. The environment allows you to utilize your expertise, but the entrenched Canon way means it takes time to introduce new methods. There were also multiple comments about significant differences in overtime, hours, and evaluation criteria, depending on the department. A recent point of attention is the sudden abolition of the Flextime system. One engineer in his 40s expressed disappointment at this regressive decision in an era where work-style reform is being called for, making it a major concern for mid-career employees who value work-life balance. There are also clear differences between divisions. The camera division values tradition and technology, while the medical device division is more innovative. So work styles differ even within Canon. For mid-career hires, the extent to which they can leverage their experience may depend on their assignment. 5. For those considering this company, a workplace where engineers in their 40s can leverage their expertise, career paths, and keys to success at Canon. Canon, with over 80 years as a global leader in optical technology, has expanded its business from cameras to medical devices. What should you focus on to build a career here in your 40s and 50s? Official information indicates that Canon's mid-career recruitment covers a wide age range, mainly for technical positions. In particular, for those in their 40s, positions such as optical design engineer, mechatronics engineer, and image processing algorithm developer are prominent. Required skill sets include over 5 years of practical experience and deep expertise in specific fields. In their 50s, there are cases of hiring for highly specialized technical roles and candidates with overseas project experience. As Canon expands globally, overseas work experience and language skills are valued. To succeed in a job change, it is important to clearly show how your expertise can contribute to Canon's business. According to official recruitment information, successful candidates in their 40s quantified their past development achievements and made concrete proposals on how they could contribute to Canon's business during interviews. For female applicants, Canon's efforts toward work-life balance are also a point of interest. Childcare and nursing care support systems are in place, but the abolition of the Flextime system raises concerns about flexible work arrangements. The female manager ratio is about 9%, but efforts to improve are ongoing. In interviews, you are often asked how you resonate with the Kyosei philosophy, so it is important to consider the connection between your values and the company's philosophy. Also, as there are significant differences between business divisions, such as the camera division, emphasizing tradition and technology, and the medical device division, emphasizing innovation, it is important to research the characteristics of your desired division in advance when considering a career change to Canon. Deepening your understanding of specialized fields, such as optical technology and precision machinery, and finding the intersection with your own career will be key to success. For those who want to leverage their expertise while taking on new technological domains, Canon is a company worth considering. 6. About work-life balance. Here is an explanation focusing especially on the ease of work for women and childcare support systems at Canon. The ratio of female managers is about 9%, which is low even compared to the average for large Japanese companies. Canon aims to raise this to 15% by 2025, but is still only partway there. Reviews include comments from female employees that the career path to higher positions is unclear. Childcare support systems, including maternity and childcare leave, are more comprehensive than legally required, and paternity leave is also encouraged. Specifically, there is a childcare leave system for up to 3 years and a short working hours system available until a child reaches 3rd grade in elementary school. However, reviews mention that while the systems exist, the atmosphere for actually using them is still developing. Actual overtime varies greatly by department. Officially, the average monthly overtime is about 20 hours. But reviews note that in development departments, it can exceed 40 hours, especially during busy periods or at the end of product development. Telework systems were introduced during the COVID-19 pandemic, but currently, practices vary by department. In technical development, telework is strictly limited due to confidentiality concerns, while administrative departments are more flexible. The average paid leave utilization rate is about 70%. Many employees adjust their work-life balance by taking planned vacations, but ease of taking leave varies by department and supervisor. Notably, Canon emphasizes employee health management as part of health management, including regular health checkups, enhanced mental health care, and efforts to limit long working hours. For employees over 40, special programs for lifestyle disease prevention are available. Overall, Canon is still in the process of improving work-life balance while maintaining traditional Japanese corporate culture. For those who value career development and balancing work and family, it is important to check the details of your department and supervisor before joining. For job changers in their 40s and 50s, it is necessary to carefully assess whether they can work in a way that fits their lifestyle. 7. Impressions from a middle-aged man. Is it an environment where years of technical skills are valued? Challenges and opportunities for those in their 40s. Looking at Canon from the perspective of engineers in their 40s and 50s reveals some interesting aspects. With over 80 years of history, Canon has continued to innovate across fields from cameras to medical devices, and is a global leader in optical technology. For mid-career engineers considering a job change, the most important question is whether their experience and expertise can be utilized, and whether they can work proactively within the organization. Canon's strengths are in optical technology, precision machinery, and image processing. So for those with experience in these areas, it offers an environment to deepen their expertise. Of particular note is Canon's diversification strategy. The expansion into new fields, such as medical devices, industrial equipment, and network cameras, provides new challenges for mid-career engineers. Many in their 40s and 50s want to leverage their experience while taking on new fields. On the other hand, a concern is the precedent-based culture typical of traditional companies. A symbolic example is the sudden abolition of the Flextime system. According to an urban legend, the then and still top executive was dissatisfied with the lack of employees during a morning site visit, leading to the system's abolition. This is the opposite of modern work style reforms and the promotion of diverse working styles. And as a representative Japanese company, such a decision is questionable for mid-career employees. Engineers in their 40s and 50s have experienced various economic changes, such as the collapse of the bubble economy and the Lehman shock, and have learned the importance of efficient work styles and work-life balance. It is now common knowledge in business that forcing uniform working hours does not necessarily improve productivity, as people have different times of peak productivity. If a global company like Canon continues such outdated labor management, it is a major concern for mid-career job changers. For engineers who have experienced flexible work styles, the cultural gap may be significant. From the perspective of growth opportunities for engineers, Canon's proactive R&D investment is attractive. An annual R&D budget of about 300 billion yen suggests many opportunities to engage with cutting-edge technology. However, even in such a privileged environment, if work-style flexibility is restricted, creativity and innovation may be stifled. Work-life balance varies greatly by department. Some report over 40 hours of overtime per month in development, while administrative departments are more flexible. For those in their 40s and 50s, balancing work, family, and health becomes increasingly important, especially in the late 40s and 50s. Adapting to changes such as caring for aging parents or managing one's own health is crucial. In terms of human relationships, the fact that the work environment depends greatly on one's supervisor or department is important for mid-career employees. In a culture where top-down decisions like abolishing Flextime are made, it may be difficult for voices from the field to reach management. From experience, we know that good human relationships and an open organizational culture greatly affect job satisfaction and performance. In summary, Canon offers a technical environment for mid-career engineers to leverage and deepen their expertise, especially in optical technology, precision machinery, and image processing. Those with expertise in these fields may have opportunities to succeed on a global stage. However, regarding work-style flexibility and organizational culture, it is necessary to carefully consider whether it matches your career vision and values. Ultimately, whether you can leverage your expertise, work proactively, and have your ideas accepted in a healthy environment will be the deciding factors in considering a move to Canon. Changing jobs in your 40s requires courage, but by clearly understanding your strengths and choosing an environment where you can use them, you can expect to succeed at the next stage. However, if you value work-style flexibility, it is important to frankly ask about this in interviews and see if it aligns with your values. 8. Evaluation. The middle-aged man's rating is 2.5 stars. Canon is a giant in Japanese optical technology with a solid global presence. However, for engineers in their 40s and 50s considering Canon as a career option, several major concerns arise. The most serious issue is the outdated attitude toward work styles. The sudden abolition of the Flextime system is a clear sign of a top-down, old-fashioned corporate culture where management unilaterally decides how employees work. In an era calling for DX digital transformation and innovation, such rigid labor management may stifle creativity. For mid-career engineers with diverse work experiences, this environment may feel restrictive. There is also a large gap between the Kyosei philosophy and the actual workplace culture. The emphasis on tradition and formality makes it difficult to accept new ideas and change. Even if mid-career engineers in their 40s try to leverage their experience and knowledge, they may hit a wall called the Canon way. Human relationships are also a potential risk, with significant differences in evaluation and work style, depending on the department or supervisor. For mid-career employees, the importance of working proactively in a healthy environment is well understood. In an organization where the work environment changes drastically depending on the boss, it is difficult to build a stable career. Regarding women's advancement, the 9% female manager ratio speaks for itself. While support systems exist, the reality is that the atmosphere for actually using them is lacking, which is a concern for female engineers in their 40s and 50s who value work-life balance. On the other hand, Canon's technical strength and proactive R&D investment are highly commendable. The annual R&D budget of about 300 billion yen provides engineers with valuable opportunities to engage with cutting-edge technology. For mid-career engineers with expertise in optical technology, precision machinery, or image processing, it is an environment to further develop their knowledge and experience. Furthermore, the expansion into new business areas, such as medical and industrial equipment, is attractive for those who want to take on new fields while leveraging their experience. Especially as the camera market shrinks, the company's strategy to develop new growth areas is noteworthy. However, overall, while Canon scores high in technical strength and business potential, it cannot be said to match modern values in terms of work style, organizational culture, or human relationships. For those who value an environment where you can work proactively, healthy human relationships, and a culture that welcomes new ideas. Canon is a company that requires careful consideration as a job change destination. Job hunting is a game of deception. How well you can deceive the company is key. Personally, I think superficial reasons for applying are ridiculous. But many companies are looking for nice-sounding motivations. The truth is, how you have faced your work in the past and how you can utilize that in the company you are applying for is often not really considered. Even though it is said to be a seller's market, the initiative still lies with the company. Even though they can't guarantee lifetime employment, management's attitude of trying to use employees cheaply is obvious. Yet, many companies still judge based on the number of job changes or prohibit side jobs, which is contradictory. That's why wages have been flat for the past 30 years, and real wages have decreased due to increased taxes and social insurance deductions. We need to be smart and prepare strategies so we are not used by companies to their advantage. Don't take only the glittering surface information at face value. Gather solid information and make decisions to avoid an unhappy job change. I made this video hoping you can make the career change you envision. I support you as best I can. If there's a company you're interested in, let me know in the comments. If you found this company research helpful, please give it a high rating, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. By covering various companies and sharing research from a mid-career perspective, I hope to be of some help to those aiming for their ideal future. By working at the company you aspire to, you can lead a more energetic life. I support you as a fellow mid-career professional. Changing jobs is not the goal. It's a means to achieve your own way of working. I'll be back with more information to help your career development, so please stay tuned. See you in the next video.